Give up. People care. They really do. Good people won't let this kind of suffering go on. You just gotta hang in there till tomorrow.
Sophia, it is tomorrow.
We're there?
No, I happen to know he didn't.
How?
Bridget isn't his type.
Of course she isn't. She's too good for him.
How about a nice glass of lemonade?
Not now. What do you mean she is too good for him?
Well, he doesn't even have a job.
Well, neither does Henry Kissinger, really, but he's still very highly regarded.
Lee, I'll just be baggage there.
I know a place where you're needed.
Where?
Here, Rose. Oh, stay with me, honey.
Oh, Blanche, that's very nice, but you're going to want to get on with your own life. I mean, you'll want to find a relationship.
I want my best.
Oh, Sophia, that smells heavenly. Is it Chef Boyardee? Stick it in my heart, Rose. It'll hurt less. Oh, girls, I cannot believe how extravagant I've been. It cost too much money, but when I saw it in the window, I had to have it.
Right.
Look at this.
He reminds me of my old dog, Rusty.
Rose, please. Grace isn't feeling well. Can we skip the Rusty story today?
Okay, everybody, please take a seat. There's not much to explain.
Fine, Cupcake. Thanks for asking.
Dorothy, I know you're in there.
You celebrate your way, I'll celebrate mine. And it started making a wheezing, coughing, rattling kind of a sound every time it goes up a hill. Uh-oh, that's a bad sign. Those are the sounds Tony Triano made the night they wheeled him out of the home on a gurney. That car's in terrific condition. All right, sometimes it's a little hard to turn over in the morning. Tony Triano, what do you say we help Dorothy move her things, okay?
Okay. Gee, this is fun already, being roomies with you two. Blanche, I am so sorry. Oh, I'll buy you another one.
Well, you can't. That was one of a kind. Oh, no, well, don't feel...
More tolerant of each other, we can work things out.
In your case, there's really no point. You are totally incompatible.
What?
You are incompatible. You seem to bring out the worst traits in each other. I'm surprised that you were able to live together this long without killing each other.
But, Dr. Ashley, we have some sympathy.
Hey, you met this DeKimmel character. You try having sympathy for a guy like that.
DeKimmel? You mean Jasper DeKimmel?
That's right. You got it. Pablo personality.
Oh, girls, listen to me. When a famous artist like Jasper DeKimmel dies, the value of his work doubles sometimes. Blanche Devereaux? Yes, that Blanche Devereaux. And no, I did not. Absolutely not. I will tell it to a judge. I will yell it from the highest mountaintops. I will swear to it on a stack of Bibles. Now, did that sound like a liar?
No. It sounded like Jim and Tammy Faye on Nightline. And tell the dirtbag he can come.
Forget it, Mom. I can just as easily limbo down the aisle.
Relax, honey, relax. I just want to get it all out of my system before he gets here. Now go ahead, call him.
I'll call him. You talk to him.
Oh, well, all right. If I can get through an entire wedding with him, I should be able to handle this.
Went to a bar up the street, and while I was there, it dawned on me. If we use Mitchelson, we're going to look like the rich slumlords we're not.
Well, then who are we using?
Well, as luck would have it, I met somebody at the bar who doesn't have that much experience, but I was very impressed.
Forrest, Stan, it's jumping.
Now, isn't somebody going to say something? Ma? Angela? Fine, I'll wait.
You know what I think?
That reindeer really know how to fly?
I'm paying my daughter a visit. For Mother's Day?
Me too. Oh, not just my daughter. All of my children. They chipped in and paid for my trip from Miami. They figured it'd be cheaper for me to come here than for all of them to fly there.
They figured that out? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so darn angry. My name's Blanche.
John Quinn.
Howdy do.
I don't know about you, but I sure feel too old to be stood up.
Well, you're not the only one. This is the 4th time that man is canceled. He just found somebody better, that's all.
Oh, Blanche.
Yes, he did. Somebody younger and prettier.
Blanche, it can't be.
Well,
And a bitter divorce.
and possibly given birth to reasonably attractive children.
It does seem like the right thing to do. I'm comfortable with Buddy. I mean, everything seems so natural. It's easier because...
You look terrific when you're having to change the brain in 40 years.
Angelo, you're a priest. You shouldn't lie.
And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Before the trip, I said an extra 50 Hail Marys in case I felt like cutting a loose. Dorothy.
We were just hypothesizing. If you were to invite any 2 people, living or dead, to dinner, who would they be?
Well, Lillian picked Winston Churchill and Browning without his wife.
Rose, whom would you pick?
Sophia, please, how am I supposed to keep you out of trouble? Why are you going through Dorothy's things?
'Cause I've already been through yours. Oh, my God, this box is a treasure trove.
I guess as long as you already have it out, let's just...
Oh,
Excuse me. Are you waiting for the bus to Northern Falls?
no, St. Olaf.
I've visited there. Lovely little town.
Oh, yes, it is.
Rolling hits.
Oh, look, 2 more mimes pretending to kill yourself. I'm gonna have some fun with it. They weren't mimes, were they?
St. Olaf. I'm looking for Sven Lindstrom.
He's right there.
Wow.
Sven, your father sent me. I was chosen to be your bride. I'm not leaving this house without you.
Wow.
Really cute little tennis instructor. So I told him I needed lessons. Well, he came over to the house and I was in the bathtub. So I asked him if he would mind sponging off my back. He said, sure. So I waited a little while before I made my move. And then...
This is disgusting. I mean, right up until the end. 3 wise men in the nativity scene at Burdine's were wearing Ralph Lauren ski parkas.
Catch me, catch me, catch me!
Let me take a wild guess. You didn't expect us home this early.
Dorothy Rose, I'd like you to meet... Thank you for coming.
Well, I hope you're not too upset over this, Dorothy.
I've just been thrown out of an unauthorized Elvis fan club. I'll try to pick up the pieces and go on with my life.
Rose, what in hell are you doing? It is 2 a.m.
Well, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to get up and make a batch of Sparehöven Krispies. It's an ancient Scandinavian midnight snack.
I guess
Hey, maybe Rex is right. Maybe I have gained a few pounds. Maybe I could try a little harder.
I'm buying right into this.
What makes you such an expert on relationships? This is male-female stuff. This is what I know. If I need advice on jigsaw puzzles, I'll come to you.
Second set.
I don't believe it. Another rejection. And this one isn't even personal. It's a form letter. They just filled in my name at the top.
along this. I know what car you drive.
The parade's over! Let's hear it for all the birthday boys and girls! But the fun's just about to begin, because now it's time...
Hey, you're not even going to ask what's wrong?
What's wrong, Ma?
I got 3 days to live.
Fine, Ma. I'll scratch the Ben Gay off the grocery list.
I can't believe you're so insensitive.
Girls, I've got great news. I found the dog's owner.
Oh, how did you know it was his owner?
Well, he recognized the dog from the picture, and the dog came to him when he called him.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad he found his owner.
Dorothy, why are you crying?
Maybe my Prince Charming will get moonstruck and sweep me away the way you did Rose.
Oh, I hope so, Dorothy. You deserve it. I want to thank you for being a good friend and a good person.
You are very, very welcome.
I do love her.
All smarter and more talented than I was. And then when I was 16, I discovered I had a talent too. The talent to drive men crazy with a body that many said should have come with a warning label.
Blanche, please.
After a while, I learned that I could use my looks to my advantage, so I did. Regularly.
Life is a sports page.
Listen, tell me I can't do better than this in my sleep. He grabbed her. She could feel his fingers pressing into her moist flesh. Her heart was pounding, her loins on fire. As he spun her around, her dress ripping open. You know how much...
Sure. This time I know what to expect.
You're having the same operation again? I mean, don't they get it right around here the first time?
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. About 3 years ago, I had a mastectomy, and, well, now I'm in for another.
And you're not scared?
I'm petrified.
Blanche, we all had an agreement. No one dates Harry until an appropriate amount of time has passed.
I know, 18 months. I have it marked on my calendar with a big red circle. As of today, that man is in play. I'm just amazed I was able to wait so long.
Look at it like you're making love to it.
It might help if you give her a reference she's more familiar with.
Okay, this is a rehearsal. We're gonna run through it once, and then we'll do it for real. And go.
Guess what, Ma?
No one can replace Mr. Terrific. You can just say goodbye to Mr. Policeman.
It's Thursday. I thought he was supposed to be Mr. Mailman.
All right, what do we do now?
Listen, your star is just a phone call away. Give me the word and Mr. Terrific will be back on the air.
Well, wait a minute. I think I've got a...
You know, all these gentlemen were goof-offs, and you were a goof-off, but I managed to cut you off at the pass. I figure the pass is about the 10th grade, and that's where I belong.
Well, if that's what you really want to do, okay. Hey, listen, if there's anything I can ever do...
Sorry. He said that tomorrow he wants to introduce me to his family. Now, if that is not the last step before a marriage proposal, I don't know what is.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Girls, I'm so excited. Just imagine being Richard's wife. I would be married to a gorgeous, intelligent man. I'd be living like a... Oh, I hope he's going to be all right. Oh, Dorothy, that was so sweet of you. Telling him he could come live with us.
I meant it.
It's going to be awfully quiet around here without him. I'll say, no more listening to Dorothy snore.
I do not...
You know what I mean.
I think Rose needs to work on her metaphors.
Listen, honey, I know you're down in the dumps, but I'm so glad you came. I really want us to make a difference today.
Trillo, Ma, this is Marguerite.
I'm pleased to meet you. Won't you join us?
Yeah, and pour me some of that champagne. I never know if I'm going to make it to New Year's. So what are we celebrating? Did the Supremes get back together?
Ma, you know, I really think you should go and lie down.
What goes wrong? I'm the first one to hear about it.
I'm sorry, Sophia. What seems to be the problem?
What, am I a doctor?
Why don't we start by taking your temperature, huh?
Temperature, he must have graduated at the top of his class.
Under your tongue.
Tell me, are you staying with us, Sophia?
Unless there's a bidding war with the neighbors.
Well, even if we lose, at least I'll be close by.
Don't worry. There won't be any trouble. They'll all stay in my room.
Oh, Ma, 3 people in one bed? What'll the Boscos say?
If you're throwing a goat, they'll say this is...
Gosh, I didn't realize how long Dorothy's solo is. I sure hope the doctor says she's gonna be all right.
No one deserves that kind of treatment, Dr. Budd. No one. I suspect had I been a man, I might have been taken a little bit more seriously and not told to go to a hairdresser.
Look, I am not going to sit here anymore.
Shut up, Louis.
Money makes the world go round.
Hey, you live 80, 90 years, just getting up too fast makes the world go round.
Hi, everyone. Where's Lily? And I have some really good news.
She's napping. What news?
Well, I spent the day going around town, and I think I found the total strangers. It's disgusting.
It's sickening.
It's terrible. Yoo-hoo!
Blanche, would you please get away from that window for 2 seconds?
Come here a minute. I want you to see this guy playing volleyball.
Blanche, will you stop acting like a teenager? You have seen naked men before. What is the big deal? Woo.
Al? Al? Damn.
He outran enemy fire at Iwo Jima, but phlebitis is the enemy he couldn't outrun tonight. And now, it's time to tango.
Blanche, I can't.
He bought champagne, and we toasted our first skydive tomorrow.
You what?
We're gonna go skydiving.
You're going skydiving? A room with a view. A room with a... I mean, good luck. Yes. Wait till my friends hear about this.
For the time being, this must be our little secret. I'm in the middle of a rather messy divorce, and if the reporters get
Oh,
home...
say no more. I'm not naive about these things. I have a subscription to People magazine.
Well then, until tonight...
I'm ready.
Oh, honey, I know what you're going through. The bottom line is, if you take a chance in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens.
I'm gonna take a chance.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, I have to look at my...
A priest out the door.
Ma, you have relatives who threw priests out of windows.
That was business.
Dorothy, somebody left this package for you outside on the front porch.
Oh, what is it? A fish wrapped in newspaper.
Oh, my God, you're out telling me all the time. How do you think I got pregnant with your brother, Phil?
Just remember, Dorothy, I'll handle everything. I'm a salesman. I deal with people all the time. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Shut up, Stan.
Mellow out.
Standing up with his clothes on. He could be...
Anybody.
Please, Dorothy.
Oh, all right.
Can I come?
Sure, Ma.
Oh, boy, we're going to the living room. We don't have much of a life, do we, Dorothy?
You ended that sentence with a preposition just to break.
What would I do that for? Look, I know how to settle this. Let me tell you a story of the steamy South, a tale of deception and tragedy.
Just a second, Uncle.
Well, then, What are you talking about, Miles?
Rose, my real name is Nicholas Carbone. I was an accountant in Chicago. And my biggest client was the dead man we saw on the TV news bulletin this evening.
The cheese man?
That's right. But Rose, you have to believe me, by the time I found out about it, I was too deeply involved.
Who was the first after Stan?
The divorce lawyer.
How did you know?
It's always the divorce lawyer.
Oh, it was a terrible time for me. You know, I'd gone on an eating binge when Stan left, and I put on quite a bit of weight. Plus, I was not a 20-year-old. You know, when you're 20, no...
Station. I usually listen to WXDC, All Talk Radio, but this morning a little voice told me to turn the dial, so I did, and I tuned in right in the middle of this contest. They were looking for the 12th caller. Well, 12 has always been my lucky number, so I pulled over and I got my change ready. I always keep 2 dimes.
Can't go out tonight? Look at me.
Dorothy, you look much worse than this.
Remember that time you gave yourself a home perm, burnt your hair right down to the roots, and ended up looking like buckwheat?
I meant, Blanche, that I am sick. I can barely stand.
It sure was, Bill. Patrick swore to me that I was the only woman in his life.
He told me the same thing.
You liar.
He said he was going to tell everybody about us. He said when the time was right, he was going to rent a plane and
Write it in the sky? Steve, baby isn't really all that much trouble. Heck, this is an old nightgown and, well, he is kind of cute.
And he's not the first pig to watch you take a shower, and that's my last pig joke, I swear it. Then it's all right, he can stay?
Well, of course he can, honey.
My evening with the man you yourself described as having the personality of a dial tone. And why? So you can go have a splendid evening with some dashing naval officer. Well, absolutely not. Under no circumstances will I even entertain the notion.
I'll let you borrow my cashmere sweater anytime you want.
No!
I will give you outright, my practically full...
Been back in college. Darn face, ears pinned back.
What do you use, a big ear stapler?
Okay, so I made a few little slips. But I can keep a secret. Dorothy, I'll prove it to you. You tell me what you got for Sophia, and if I...
Magic words.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rose Nyland, and I'm responsible for what's happened here tonight. Because of a silly, childish dream, I let you all down. I had this crazy idea that I had a special connection to a...
Nice.
I'm working off all my excess sexual energy.
Why don't we just hook you up to the toaster and make Pop-Tarts?
Don't make fun, Dorothy. This is the 5th Friday night in a row I haven't had a date.
Honey, you're just in a little slump.
Is that what this is? I've never been in one before.
That's right.
There's nothing sadder than your daughter losing it before you do.
Look, Ma, I'm not going to mail it. I just read somewhere that you can settle your feelings about someone even after they're gone. And there were a lot of things I never told Pop while he was alive. I never even got to say goodbye, so I'm getting all this stored up emotion out in a...
Blanche Devereaux's going on a diet.
Could you hold off until tomorrow? I got some Sara Lee stock I'd like to unload.
Wait, can I have those gummy bears?
They are good.
Ma, I can't believe you lied to me.
Oh, come off it, Dorothy. I've been lying to you all your life. Did you ever get that yellow pony I promised you when you were 6?
You're not taking this accident very seriously.
No one was hurt. Besides, it was the other guy's fault. I have a witness.
Your witness is Mr. Pignoli. He's legally blind.
He'll say what I tell him.
That mall past your hip.
Rose, everyone is finished, and I checked the score. If you can pick up a spare in the last frame, we'll be leading the tournament. Consider it done, Mom. Go to it. bag of fries with that ranch house burger. I don't know why, it doesn't trip naturally off my tongue.
Sophia, they took half your day's pay just for that?
This manager is a shark. He's bucking for supervisor. He told Mildred and Edna they could only take 10-minute bathroom break.
It's so good to finally meet you, Blanche. Your father's told me so much about you. Oh, I wish I could say the same.
Margaret, please, sit down.
Maybe we ought to get her a booster seat.
Can I get you a drink?
How about chocolate milk?
Broad-shouldered and apparently had about as much taste in women as other men with flawed choicing skills.
Oh, darling, I'll be ready to go in just a minute. I had Hannah do my makeup while my pedicure was drying, so all I have to do is change my shoes. Wait a minute. What are you doing?
I think I'm dying. But then again, this 104 fever may be clouding my judgment.
Gonna look our best.
Don't worry, ladies. After Eduardo does a woman's hair, the years melt away. She is transformed into a breathtaking, sensuous, vivacious goddess of beauty. I tried to get all that on a sign, but they charge by the letter. Perhaps we should begin by...
I am. This is wonderful. Your sister found a man.
I don't believe this. All the years I was with him, he was a yutz. She goes to bed with him, and it's great?
That's right. It was wrong for you. He's perfect for her.
Ma, that's ridiculous.
Look, Gloria isn't the kind of woman that does well by herself. She's the kind of woman who needs a rich man to buy her things and... 100%?
100%.
Tip-top?
Tip-top.
Then, Mr. 100% tip-top, why the hell does she feel like hell?
Look, Ma...
Wait, I gotta hear this.
It could be functional.
Functional?
Mental.
Mental? Well, let me tell you something, Mr. 100% tip.
Wonder who that could be.
Probably my date. Now, don't make a fuss over him. Your fiery Latin entertainers have a very short fuse.
Happy Valentine's
Day! I thought you were sick! I know.
You're my family, and you make me happy to be alive.
Let's all drive to Coconut Grove for lunch. Okay. My treat. We'll have to celebrate.
What, that she came out of her room?
That we're together.
And that no matter what...
Maybe she's right. We didn't give Barbara much of a chance. First impressions can be wrong.
You're right. I remember when I was a little girl back in St. Olaf. There was this old lady who lived up the street. She never smiled. I mean, she always looked angry.
Guess what I found? Fernando!
That's not Fernando.
Well, what do you mean that's not Fernando? How could you tell?
All you have to do is look in his eyes.
Or at the price tag stuck to his back.
Oops. Thanks for trying, Blanche.
Blanche, you didn't strike me as the type who needed a chaperone.
Well, as I said, it was a tradition. We Southern families stick together.
We sure do.
The woman in those sketches is a dog.
Blanche.
She's a clown.
Blanche.
She's just a hideous, wrinkled old bag.
Blanche, the woman in those sketches is me.
I know she sounds like it, honey, but she's not. I mean, there are no holes in it.
I know.
That's because they're all in your head. Now listen, I cannot live in a house with a gun.
Dorothy, don't overreact. Rose, good. You get a gun, you kill him.
Kill him, we'll have a dead gardener. Now listen, Rose, this has gone too far.
Well, I can't worry about that now.
Well, sure you can, honey. I'll help you. Food, clothing, shelter.
Come on, it's not that serious.
Yes, it could be. Rose, you and I are in the same boat. If we miss a couple of paychecks, we are in big trouble.
Thank God I had the foresight to marry money.
Tramp.
The last few weeks with Jake have been wonderful, but oh, there's some things about him I cannot get used to.
Really? Like what?
Well, it's a question of breeding. He uses his fingers instead of his knife to push his food. He tucks his napkin into his collar. He wears white after Labor Day.
Blanche, the man is a winner.
Most colorful dust ball I've ever seen.
This is no dust bowl, Rose.
What do you think it is?
It's a rock. I think it may be some kind of charm.
It is. I learned it from my grandmother. You see, you put a specially painted rock beneath a person's bed to bring them around.
No pictures, no slides, and no walks down memory lane.
I'll come with you.
What are we, nuns? We don't have to travel in pairs. I'm out of here. Hey, Sam, what's that you're playing? Hey, when did you sneak in?
Listen, I just got the television station to give me 8 hours of airtime for the telethon.
Rose, that's wonderful.
The only thing is there are so many things to get organized. I'm going to have to get somebody to help me do this.
Well, you could sign.
Before it was time for us to be together again, I was going to go off and have that adventure. Now, granted, this is no tramp steamer, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And, Sugar, I think that now is finally the time to do it.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before? Regal and dignified and upscale. And 50% off. Dr. Rosenzweig over-ordered on the Vixen 3 model.
Blanche, are you sure you're not being a bit silly?
Why?
Let me tell you something. When I was a schoolgirl,
And he might even start looking for somebody to replace his first wife.
Yes, he might.
He might even be looking for ways to feel a little bit younger.
Yes, he certainly might.
But, Daddy, is that any reason to get married? Just cause some pretty sexy, bouncy, bubbly young...
More than 100 and we didn't have any change.
What about these?
Well, they all had hundreds, too.
Rose, let me give you a few lessons in economics. Lesson number 1. Quit being an idiot.
Okay.
Lesson number 2. The law of supply and demand. Before you... In the meantime, I'll bunk with you. I told Pepe he could have my room.
He's staying here with us?
Hey, we're in training. Instead of another place at the table. Hey, Pepe. Pepe, you like ravioli?
Okay.
Bungo.
Kill Gonzalez!
On the other hand, they are going to crack open my chest and slice my heart like the lox platter at Wolfie's.
Good, someone's going for rocks and get some bagels and assortment.
Stanley's having bypass surgery on Friday.
So, I'm not asking him to walk, he can take the car. And Stan.
Here, Delbert was going to ask me that I turned down our only foreign exchange student, Cyril Mountbatten. Well, Daddy didn't like Cyril anyway, because he was British. Daddy said the relationship would never work out on account of the language barrier. Daddy was a very caring and ignorant man.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Sophia, what in hell is going on here?
He's a man, I'm a woman. I've got what it takes, and he knows how to use it.
I think I'm going to lose my lunch.
Blanche, listen.
Fidel, don't sugarcoat it for her. Look, we happen to be an item.
Say, what a privilege it has been for me to come here and work with a man whom I consider to be the greatest Hungarian sculptor of our time.
Yes, and just let me say that if Blanche can name 2 other Hungarian sculptors of any time, I shall eat that statue.
Well, what's it going to be, Laszlo? Who do you choose?
To them.
Fine, but I'll need an answer. I'm not going to wait for you forever.
honey, you feeling better?
I'm still so ashamed.
Oh, Rose, nobody's gonna remember you even making that scene. When we left, everybody was still talking about Dorothy leading that busboy conga line.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh, why did this have to happen? Just when I meet someone that I feel I have a future with, Ken does this. I mean, I know I should be more supportive, but doesn't she just get stew meat like she usually does?
Dorothy, now don't be upset. The poor little thing was lost. He followed me home.
Oh, come on, Rose, you drive to the market. How did he follow you home, in a taxi?
He looked so hungry and sad. I couldn't just...
Of course it's our business. We're friends, we're roommates. I have no secrets from you. My whole life is an open book.
Your whole life is an open blouse.
I'll draw a face on my hand.
Ma, what are you doing up?
I've got an hour till my paper route starts, so I thought I'd do some chin-ups. I was worried about Rose. I'm a member of this family, too.
I'm sorry. Ma, that's really very sweet, considering that we have to get up so darn early.
It's Mary Ellen.
Hi, Mary Ellen. You're special.
You're special too. And you know why? Because you're you. And there is nobody else like you in the whole world. Do you understand that?
Only an idiot wouldn't understand that.
Mary Ellen, I sure hope Dr. Parks can get those minks in the mood.
He's a wonderful vet. I'm sure he'll solve the problem. Blanche, you're out of bed. Oh, sweetheart, you're now in exactly the same position.
Not exactly. I'm 5 years older, and nobody wants me around.
Oh, honey, we want you around. We just can't afford to pay you.
Rose, look at me. Rose, listen, you are feeling sorry for yourself.
In the kitchen?
Look, Ma, I'm picking up the tab for dinner tonight, and I feel kind of bad because I've never treated you. I mean, I love Dad, but you're the one who's always been there for me.
Honey, you don't have to worry. I'll always be there for you.
I'm glad to hear that, Ma, because...
Let's just do it.
Okay, we're almost there. Here we go.
No, wait a minute. Blanche, come on, this is ridiculous.
Girls, I think I have my opening for the roast. Listen. Good evening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your Cornish game hen.
What's so funny about that?
Where'd that come from? Oh, the mind, huh?
I can't wait to be your son.
Oh, you are delightful. Such a gem. Here, get yourself a girl tonight. You'll understand.
Please, we're trying to have a private moment.
Private, please.
Guess what? I don't like to brag, and it took me practically all morning, but by reinforcing the command with love and a doggy treat, I finally taught Bingo how to sit.
Sit down, Rose. Okie dokie.
Nothing.
Who are you?
I'm the doctor.
We'll see about that.
Look, Mrs.
Trillo, I'm Dorothy's mother, and I want to know what's wrong with her. And don't tell me nothing because I know there's something wrong with her. Mothers know.
Look, Ma, I'll talk to you about it later.
Your daughter is...
I remember when I was a little girl when we'd get depressed. Grandma could always cheer us up. She'd take out her dentures and she'd take a healthy swig from the aquarium. And then she'd put a flashlight under her chin and we could watch the goldfish swim from
The Gloria never sits home on a Friday night, and she's a widow. Every time I talk to her, she's going out with another guy.
Ma, she calls you 3 times a year.
She's very busy. I'm thrilled she finally found the time for a visit.
Ma, why do you always make excuses for her?
I don't make excuses for any of my children. Except Phil.
Your nose might be a nice gesture.
Oh, I never can stay mad at you, silly goose. What's going on?
Oh, Ma, baby's going home.
Unless, of course, the Japanese come up with something. Here you go. Come on, here's his name and number. My God, what handwriting doctors have. I can't even read this, and I just wrote it.
Here it is.
Thank you, Oliver.
How'd you gonna know it's not chicken soup?
Al? Al? Damn.
Your sign's drooping again, Dorothy. Now, what's the matter?
It's Ken. I don't know which end is up. He called me this morning. He wants me to travel with the circus. I'm afraid we're going to have to call it quits.
Oh, honey, I'd think twice before I cut that guy off. At your age, how many chances at the brass ring do you have left?
I mean, why should I? My Charlie is dead, and nobody's giving me a second chance. Listen, Blanche, I know what it's like to have a husband suddenly taken. I never had a chance to say all those things I would have wanted to say. Well, you must know how that feels.
Yes, but after than Mr. Burt Reynolds himself. Sophia, honey.
Oh, no. Boy, can you tell a story?
I'm starved. Come on, let's make dinner. Come on. Dinny done.
Oh, well, I'm not really all that hungry.
I forgot all about him.
Yeah, well, you go on in there. Getting a guard dog was your idea.
I'm afraid of large dogs. When I was 3, I was attacked by a cocker stage of my life.
I used to think Stan would take care of me. I mean, we didn't have much saved, but he was a darn good novelty salesman. Sounds naive now to think that I placed my hopes for the future on a bald pinhead with the morals of a maggot who made his living selling plastic dog dew.
Working at this age.
I never dreamt I'd be this age.
Let me tell you girls the 3 most important things I learned about life. Number 1, hold fast to your friends. Number 2, there's no such thing as security. And number 3, don't go see Ishtar.
Ma, what are you doing?
I'm giving the leftover meatloaf a thrill. What do you think? It's hot as hell in here.
Close it before the food spoils.
Okay. With Mrs. Claxton and...
Oh, Blanche, now you were dreaming.
I am telling you, this house is possessed by her spirit.
Morning.
Oh, Sophia, listen. Last night in the middle of the night, about 2 in the morning, did you hear some awful, terrible, ghastly sounds?
Heard him. I made him. There's a reason they put expiration dates on cottage cheese. My kingdom...
They used to tell me I was building a dream with peace and glory ahead.
Oh, please go on. That's such a beautiful language.
Rose, why don't we just show Mr. Vaughn around the theater?
Well, why don't I just do that myself, since I've had the most experience performing here?
Blanche, the parking lot doesn't count. Fed twice a day. Walk her after her second meal. And don't give her anything liquid after 10.
Hey, what is this? You're talking about me like I'm an animal. You've been with a man, haven't you?
Honey.
You know what it is? Well, it's not an engagement ring, but it's more than a friendship ring. Isn't it pretty? Oh, much nicer than Abbott would have given to Costello.
Robbie, what you doing?
Just looking through the old photo album. Boy, you were a cute kid.
Yeah, I was sort of cute. Oh, look, there I am at 7.
An angel.
Here I am at 11.
Adorable.
Oh, look, here I am at 15.
The beginning of the end.
I wouldn't even budge for Julio Iglesias.
I know grief. It takes time.
Please, Rose. Listen, if you're Irish, you have a wake. You eat, you cry, you drink, you vomit, and you're done. If you're Jewish, you cry, you sit, you eat for 7 days, you put on 10 pounds, and it's over.
Great or gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
Well, what about sexy?
Yes.
Enticing?
I'll handle this. Blanche, no woman ever looked better than you look right now, and no one ever will.
Thank you.
We thought you were in your bedroom. Where have you been?
Well, Stan.
Stan?
Yes, we had the most wonderful time. I'll tell you all about it in the morning.
Blanche, this is the morning.
Well, so it is. So it is. Blanche has entered the room.
No, don't worry about it, Mother. I'm leaving in the morning and I'm taking my baby with me.
A little more to the left. A little more to the left.
Why did you say eh?
It just came out.
Me too. Did you have fun rebuilding the old business?
It always felt like something was missing.
I can tell you what that was. My Salvador.
I thought you were going to stab Stan.
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, do you honestly believe that I would stab Stan at my own daughter's wedding?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Well, of course not. I would wait until after the wedding. There are too many witnesses.
Every night, 5 to 7 every morning, and of course till noon on Sundays.
Good Lord, no wonder you still mourn that man.
Morning.
Hi, Dorothy, how you doing?
Much better. Ma and I had a long...
Hey, about that.
I wish you hadn't done that, Blanche.
Hush up. It was for your own good.
There's something you just don't understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly. I pushed you into meeting all those women. That's why this happened. But it is over. Rose will be just fine.
Blanche, it's not as simple.
Clay.
Well, Mrs. Claxton isn't going to have a funeral. She had no friends and no relatives.
Then we'll pop for her funeral.
Why?
To show the man upstairs that we have some regard for human life.
No, no, no. It's an old Sicilian custom. It's good luck to bury somebody you hate.
I meant the refrigerator.
I'm going to call the repairman.
I already did. He said he'd be over in 15 minutes. That was 3 hours ago.
Well, let's break out the ice cream. What's this?
I froze my underwear to stay cool. I'd lend you a pair, but on you, I'm afraid they...
We rushed right over.
I guess they figured they had a leg up there.
His orders came right from the top.
You mean Hitler?
Who's Hitler?
You are bad at history.
Girls, I'm just beside myself. Fidel's
Every day, it doesn't always turn out for the best. That was the case with my Uncle Carlo. He honestly remembered the license number of the triggerman in the Sanducci Vendetta.
So, what you're saying is that because nobody's going to believe me anyway, I'm better off if I let people find out what's going on for themselves.
I wouldn't chisel...
That's enough, Blanche. I spent a lot of time at that grief center, and I know what I'm talking about. Sophia, is that $47 the only thing that's bothering you?
It's a big part of it. What else? The dress thing.
Didn't go tonight. Who needs the crowds, the hassle?
You're sounding old, pussycat. It's not a hearing aid that makes you old. It's what you're becoming by not getting one. Think of what you're missing, all the things I hear. The birds singing, the wind in the trees, the sound of the ticker tape telling you Xerox has gone up to... Here comes one. Too short? Next.
Clayton, you're not playing fair. That's a man.
Wonders with Stan. You know, he's gotten him to transfer his love for me to a fake monkey.
What are you talking about?
Well, it really is very simple. You see, studies show that when baby monkeys are taken away from their mothers, they can transfer their love.
We always did our own plumbing on the farm. Of course, we didn't actually get plumbing till I was 18.
Rose, tell me something. How difficult would it be for us to repair that bathroom ourselves?
Well, it wouldn't be difficult at all.
Oh, forget it. Forget it. It's a crazy idea.
You got that right.
About going to bed with me.
Oh, what do the gold stars mean?
I had a good time.
What do the silver stars mean?
I ran out of gold stars. Wait a minute. If you didn't sleep with any of the men in these journals, then how come it says bed?
Like the night hostess at Denny's.
The sword swallower.
And I think I have a grip on this.
I guess at our age we do a lot of wishful thinking.
We did come close, though.
If the circus is ever in town, I'll leave the tent flap open for you.
Bed.
What?
A coroner's investigation proved that Moran staged the whole thing.
He's alive? And he knows that Miles is seeing Rose and Rose knows me and they always hold the prettiest one hostage. Oh, if I could just do something to make myself less attractive.
Dorothy, we're going to talk to the travel agent about Hollywood. You want to come with us?
Now, look, I'm sorry, but I am not going to spend my vacation sitting in a tour bus.
Hey, back. What difference does it make if Pepe wins?
10 grand. Say what? 10 grand. If Pepe wins, the money's double. Didn't I mention that?
Hands up, Pepe. Come on, Bob. Wait, Ma, get the music.
Walkabout. I wasn't speaking to you. I have just one question for you.
Okay.
Do you love him?
What do you mean?
Well, you see, he's my baby brother, and I've always felt it was my responsibility to look out for him, so I can't just let him get married to just...
Guess it's time to turn in.
I guess.
You're not tired?
Not really.
Me neither. Do you feel like dancing?
Oh, I'd love to. I can be dressed and back in that ballroom in 10 minutes.
No, Rose.
Large of cheese. Or Lincoln, great statesman or gas guzzler?
Idiots in positions of power.
Good one.
Pussycat.
And without Hare Krishnas asking for money. There were people everywhere, rushing off to catch trains, sitting on benches, browsing in the souvenir shop.
The souvenir shop?
Well, of course, Blanche. They were all buying T-shirts, you know, the ones that say, "Today is the first day of the end of your life."
His palette without using his hands. But I digress. He paints her portrait and they make passionate love. She spends much of the next day in the shower with a loofah sponge, scrubbing his fingerprints off her body.
Well, people think we just made those words up, Susan.
James alluded to the one character in the pilot, Coco the cook. Was he going to be a regular person? What happened to his role?
We didn't know what gold we had found with these ladies, and it was just...
Well, Rose, you want to go see a movie tonight?
Well, actually, I'm expecting an old boyfriend from high school. His name's Buzz Mueller, and I haven't seen him in 40 years. But if this really bothers you...
Oh, no. I totally understand. Well, it's too bad. I was going to take you to see Henry V.
Well, I will be holding the baby next to my bosom. What a magnificent picture. God, I wish that thing didn't look so sickly.
I don't care if you're paying for dinner. What you want to do is crazy.
It's time to go, Sophia.
Bill, he was talking to you, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course, darlings. This is Bill. Well, I guess Bill and I should be going.
I thought we should go back to that same place where we fell in love, Blanche.
Yes, that's great. That'd be wonderful. Yes, we'll go right back to there.
Breakfast in his underwear. I hope that's not a problem for anyone.
I need a cigarette.
No, Dorothy, you sit right down here. Now, you need to exercise a little self-control. Dorothy, listen, you can quit smoking. Now, just do it the way I did it. Just taper off. Smoke only after sex.
Good idea.
Anyway, this could be kind of important.
What?
Do you remember Mr. Nivingston? The guy whose rear end you smacked? Well, my insurance company just called, and the guy is claiming he hurt his back, and he's threatening a lawsuit unless we settle out of court.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know, and I'm the one he's suing because it's my...
Hi, Sophia.
Let's roll, Freddie. We got a game to win.
That was really a sweet thing for Sophia to do.
I know.
But if she loses, I'll punch her stinking heart out.
Dorothy, how sweet. Oh, that just gives me a warm, tingly feeling all over. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go slip under the covers and enjoy it.
Okay, Dorothy, she's gone. You can tell me the truth. You were talking about me, weren't you? That's okay. It'll be our...
I suppose I am. Now, look here. Now, he's not perfect. Has a stubborn streak and a bad temper.
And he snores.
But you've kept me on hold all this time to tell me that it is sold out? No, I will not have a nice day.
Oh, darn, I was really counting on that concert. Now what do we do?
Don't worry. I'll make some calls. I got connections.
Ma, I'll handle it. I really didn't want that job anyway. I don't need that kind of pressure in my life.
You know what you're going to wind up with in your life? Nothing. Then what are you going to do? Sponge off your kids? Move in with them? Have them take care of you? Okay, bad example.
When it comes to art, you cannot hold a candle to me. So why don't you give me back my clothes and banquet before you go and mess everything up?
Now listen to me. Mr. Allen gave me that banquet, and I intend to take charge of it regardless of your childish insecurities.
Childish? Who are you calling childish?
Who are you calling a backstabber?
Girls, I think this little fella better stay...
Levi's.
Well, that's all
solves the mystery. They think Rose is a little kid.
What are we going to do? If she reads that letter to the press, she'll humiliate herself.
We certainly can't tell those Russians the truth.
Why not?
Because they will use it as a propaganda ploy to convince the whole world everything in them.
Yeah, what about my bags?
Relax. With your share, you can have your bag surgically removed.
Come on, let's get to our rooms and get some sleep.
Good idea.
Good morning. My name is Nancy. How may I help you?
We have 2 double rooms reserved under the name Spornak. Now, how many junkies have gas and hot flashes?
Well, they cleaned me out, took everything I owned. All I have is what I have on.
They took your clothes?
My clothes, my shoes, girdle, everything. Thank God I'm insured.
Ma, why in the world...
He is. And that's why I'm going to be honest with you about something else, too. I'm not who you think I am. In 1968, I had an operation. Until that time, I lived life as part-time stenographer and mild-mannered housewife.
Come on in, everybody.
Blanche, what is going on? I mean, that guy's a little young even for you.
What are you talking about? He's a mature young man with his own business. Now, who wants to help me pick out 5 magazines?
Blanche!
Please. I'm in no mood for... Fidel Santiago!
My papers are in order. Oh, hello, Blanche.
What in hell is going on here?
Blanche,
How can you be so deceitful? What is it? Is she younger, more attractive, more desirable?
You got 2 out of 3, Blanche.
Coke.
Arnie wants me to go away with him on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh. Oh, and you're upset because he wants you to pay your own way?
Bluff.
That was no bluff. I meant every word of it. I would love to have a chance to raise David. I might make up for the mess I made with Janet. I still wish you'd let us drive you to the airport.
Oh, my cab's already here.
Okay, what do you think now? Don't hold back. I can take the criticism.
Depressing.
Awful.
Stinky.
Thank you and good night. Well, Ma?
5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, that's a little long. What should I cut?
After hearing that act, your throat.
அவருக்கு போறலாம்